pulses, you know, they're so important, and I don't just mean the ones that go bumpity-bump to let you know your heart is beating. I also mean the dried seeds of leguminous plants, things such as peas, split peas, lentils and beans, and chickpeas, also known as garbanzo beans. They're great foods, they're energy foods, high in carbohydrate and low in fat. And the chickpeas are perfect for the Consuming Passions chickpea casserole, and so easy to do. The chickpeas, bought dry, are prepared by soaking in water overnight. They should soak for about 12 hours. Then they're drained and cooked in lightly salted water until tender. This will take about an hour and a half at that very slow bloop, bloop rate. Now, into an oven-friendly saucepan, I put a 50-50 mixture of butter and olive oil, or you could use just olive oil if you're watching your intake of saturated fat. I heat on a medium flame and then add some of those vegetables that are the basis of so many great dishes. Onion, chopped finely, carrot, chopped finely, leek, no, not chopped, but sliced into rings, and a little zucchini, or you could use celery. These are allowed to transpire, all right, sweat, for 4 or 5 minutes, lightly browning in the process. Now I add tomato pulp, or you could use whole tomatoes, which are then broken up. These are canned tomatoes, I find them easier to use. And a tablespoon of tomato paste. I now add 750 mils of stock, vegetable stock if you want to keep the dish meat-free, or you could add chicken stock. And the mixture is brought to boiling point. Then the heat's turned down low, and it's simmered for about 40 minutes. Meanwhile, I prepare some herbs, some of my favorites. Parsley, preferably Italian parsley, chopped finely. Some of this is added to the mixture and I reserve some. A little thyme, fresh if you can get it, otherwise use a 1/4 teaspoon of dried thyme. And a couple of bay leaves, which of course are better used dried than fresh. They're less pungent. Now there's a last-minute magic potion I add to this dish, and it's gremolata, a paste that is usually found with osso buco. A couple of cloves are crushed and chopped finely. A few strips of lemon rind are also chopped finely. Then these are mixed with a little white pepper, some extra virgin olive oil, and some of the reserved parsley. Now the last thing I do before serving is adding the cooked chickpeas to the mixture. Now, if you didn't want to go to the trouble of using dried chickpeas, then you could also use canned chickpeas, making sure they're Australian, of course. Now, how easy was that to do? Well, the degree of difficulty, very low. Preparation time, about 25 minutes plus cooking. Keepability, well, it keeps well for 3 or 4 days in the refrigerator. Time to serve, and into a large soup bowl goes a generous portion of the chickpea casserole, and then an equally generous portion of the gremolata. And there it is, the Consuming Passions chickpea casserole. The perfect companion, because of its tomatoiness, would be a light red. A Cabernet Merlot would be absolutely perfect. Australian, of course. From Consuming Passions, till next time, bon appetit. And now, taste test.